Hello everyone, welcome back. This will be the last video for this week explaining a drawing line in a case that we have to find some information before going to AutoCAD. Since we know that the four methods that we have them, they require the specific information. And out of those information, if they are not, the two of them are not available, you'll not be able to use it to draw it. Now, let's say that we have a drawing like this. A simple drawing, but the idea is what some information are missing, we have to find them. So imagine that we don't have any coordinate on the system, so we can start any way that we want. Let's start with this point 1. This is point 2. We're going to point 3. We're going to point 4. Now, if we start from point 1, then we want to draw this line which is between 1 and 2. It's a horizontal line. I have length. Does it trigger any of the methods for me? Yes. Last method we talked about it, which is the direct entry methods. We can just simply use the mouse by using ortho mode or polar tracking, one of the methods, to make sure the line will be horizontal. When we type 80, we hit enter. No problem with the first one. Then we come for between 2 and 3, which is the second line, 2 and 3. Now at point 2, I want to go to point 3. In order to do that one, I have to use one of the methods. What information do I have on this line? I have length. Now I know the methods in AutoCAD. With length, I need angle. Which angle? If this is a starting point, this is the x-axis positive, we need this angle. I don't have this angle, yes, so I'll stay there. Well, I have another thing. This is 60, which is the difference between this point and this point in the horizontal, which we call this one delta x. I cannot use delta x with length, yes? I cannot use delta x with length. I need delta y, and delta y is not given as well. So I realize that in any of the method, if I use it, if I go for method 2 or method 3, method 2, which we're using delta x, delta y, I have to find delta y. If I go for method 3, I have to find this angle with the length, then I can go to draw the line. Let's first find delta y, which is the easiest one, other than the angle, because angle here you have to use cosine inverse, cosine inverse 60 over 100 in order to find the angle. If you don't know about cosine sine, at least you know that in a triangle, delta x, let me just type it, it's easier. We know that delta, I have to write this one delta, let's make this one smaller. I can write delta, I'll write it like this, delta x square, this is delta x square, plus delta y square is equal to the length square. We know this one from Pythagorean theory, so we'll be able to find which one we don't have it. We don't have delta y, because delta x basically we have a 60 square plus delta y square equal to 100 square. Now you take the 60 to the other side and you'll take root of it. Delta y will be 80. So with this simple calculation, I found delta a. Since we call ourselves engineer, this will not be something for us hard. Look, the idea is what? To understand that AutoCAD need this value. That's why I found this 80 for it. Now, I could find the angle, yes? The angle, you know that if you use cosine, cosine, let's say this angle, cosine theta, they call theta. I don't have any things there. Cosine theta is equal to what? It can be 60 over 100. Now, in order to find this theta, you know that you have to take cosine inverse. Cosine minus 1, they call cosine inverse of this 60 over 100. And this is going to give you the angle, the theta. The theta will be, let me just find it, will be 50 something. This is 53 point something. So if you use cosine inverse on your calculator, 60 over 100 even without finding the AT, we'll find this is 53.13, which is the angle we have it here. Well, this is also possible. Now if I have AT, still I can find the angle with tan inverse AT over 60, or I can use sine inverse AT over 100. I mean, those we know them, yes, and you have to know those from mathematics. That look, sometimes they say why we use mathematics, why we need mathematics. Mathematics is the base for all the engineering, so we need to know those simple things when it comes to even engineering drawing. Trigonometry and those simple calculation in mathematics are required in drawing as well. So any of them now I can use length and angle, or I can use delta x delta y to draw this one. Now coming to the last line, which is between 3 and 4, what do I have? I have 70, which is delta x between them, yes, delta x. Now I need delta y. Well, I have 30 here, because delta y will be from here till here. This is delta y. Now imagine if you didn't find delta y, this delta y here, for this part here, you should have, for the last line, you have to find it again, because this is the only way that's available for the last line. I need this 70 and I need the total height. In order to find the total height, I need this part here, which we found it to be 80. And 80 plus 30 for this one, for line 4, I mean delta y for line 4 will be 110. So to draw from 3 to 4, I can use 70, and the total height from here till here, 110. Now I have all the information. I can go to AutoCAD and draw these lines easily. Let's go to AutoCAD. Now first thing, we will set the limit. Let's see, this one. Set the limits. Limits, we have it here. It's 0, 0, and 300, 200. Then Z enter, A enter. Now we have this the limit setup, starting with line. Since we don't have any coordinate, I can start with starting from point 1. Then I can use polar tracking, just directly go like this, make sure it is horizontal. You type AT for the first line. The first line here, you just directly to the right and type AT. Now for this one, we can use any of the methods. We found angle to be 53.1, so I can use at, length is 100, angle sign 53.1. Hit enter, it's gonna draw that one for us. Well, Control Z, I can use the 60 and 80 because we found this height here is 80, so I can use second method. At 60 to the right, it's positive, comma, look, comma, 80 up, positive, directly 80 is gonna draw the line for us similar. Then, in order to draw the last line, we have to use second method, at. Now, 70 to the right, it's positive, so 70. Did I post at? I don't know. Let me just repeat it. I pressed something by mistake. So, I'm gonna type at. 70 is to the right. Then I'm gonna use comma. Well, since we're gonna come down, because from this point to this point we're gonna come down, and this is 80, 30 will be minus 110, so we're writing minus 110. Hit enter, and this is gonna draw the line for us there. Press escape, you have the drawing. I mean, imagine those drawings are simple still. It's not a part of any engineering shapes, maybe a part of the drawing we had drawing it. And just for explanation, later we're going to give you real shapes. When we take all of those commas, then we're going to give you real shapes to understand, I mean, at least related to engineering your department. This is all the information that you need to know about line. Remember, sometimes you have to find information for them, sometimes the information is directly given. You can combine those methods together in order to draw the shapes that you have it. We're going to provide some examples for you to practice on them. On the hour that we have at the live session, you will be able to ask questions regarding to those methods that we have them. I'll be able to explain you. Don't just restrict yourself to the 1 hour live session. You can contact me anywhere within the communication, the group, the WhatsApp group when the link is on the Moodle, or through anyway email, social media. Any question that you have, that you're practicing, you're facing something that you don't know what is it, you can just simply let me know. I will help you able to practice in a correct way. Thanks for listening.